And while we've been sort of taking a break and looking at the groups of 4 that typically make up the Micromasters, we have taken it upon ourselves to cover the Micromaster Transport. And there are 4 of those, 2 Autobot ones, 2 Decepticon ones. And today we're going to do the second of the Decepticon ones, that being this guy, the aircraft carrier known as Flattop. And he will be our focus in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here. Please check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers, Collectors NL, and me everywhere. Like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. And this is Flattop. And I like Flattop. I do. He's different, at least in terms of the Micromaster Transports. You see, the 2 Autobot ones, that being Erector and Overload, are both basically trucks that are pulling a huge trailer. Even Rough Stuff, the other Decepticon one that we recently looked at, was a truck carrying a trailer. This time we have an aircraft carrier that turns into a plane. Kind of like Broadside. It's not a unique concept in like Transformers lore, but it's a unique concept for these Micromaster Transports. And just like with Broadside, this guy kind of suffers the same weakness of very weird proportions, and we'll talk about that a little bit. And he has one alt mode that's an aircraft carrier that's carrying a gigantic plane by comparison. And then his other mode is a plane. It's the thing that the other mode should be able to carry. It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't have to. And you know why it doesn't have to? Because he's this beautiful mix of dark, deep purple and gray. And maybe that makes everything all right. We're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And the Decepticon Flattop, I suppose, is their answer to the Autobot Broadside. Broadside, of course, is noted as being an aircraft carrier, and this is the Decepticon's aircraft carrier. And admittedly, it's pretty small, accommodating only one plane, and the, command tower is grossly undersized compared to said plane, even though said plane is just a Micromaster. That being said, let's be honest, Broadside has never been regarded as exactly being in scale with anything, including himself, since he turns into the thing that he's supposed to carry. Anyway, in this case, they are at least separate. One is the vehicle for the other, and I suppose that makes sense. Since Flattop is supposed to be able to, be on top of an aircraft carrier, it also makes sense that he can man the plane that this aircraft carrier turns into. I don't know, do the developers and engineers and stuff look at this and say, hey, you know what would be really witty? Let's make this aircraft carrier into a plane. Because they've done it a couple of times now, and it's not witty, it's idiotic. Stop it. Just don't do that anymore. Nevertheless, I do still kind of dig this guy. Now, unlike the other 3 Micromaster Transports, the 2 Autobot ones, and the other Decepticon one, in this case, we do not have a truck kind of hauling something else. This guy would be on the sea, and, his plane could go swoosh, swoosh, like planes should. Additionally, I'll say this, I find that this plane is a very interesting mold. I absolutely dig it. Let's look at that, and then we'll look at the star of the show, which of course is the bigger accessory base thingy. And this guy is a nice gray and purple plane. I love the color scheme. Loads of paint on the guy. I absolutely dig it. I guess he rolls all right. Who cares? We want him to swoosh. And in terms of conversion for the little dude, we bring the wings back, and these little missiles underneath are actually his arms. I think that's genius. And then we can stand him up, but you will probably notice that he still doesn't quite look right, because you need to finish the conversion, and the way the conversion works is you sort of, I've done it without really kind of explaining it, but I'll try and explain it. You sort of, okay, so you bring the wings back, and then you sort of come to the tail section, and you take it up and forward, and you bring it all the way down. Now, I suppose you could actually flip it, kind of all the way through, but you're supposed to stop it right there and then fold that piece down. And now we have Flattop in his robot mode. Yes, his proportions are very odd, but I love his menacing red face. And while he can get in a seated position, he doesn't even so much have ankle articulation. The arms are right here. Can they come off? I don't. Yeah, you can even pull his arms off if you want. You know, go for it, man. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can if you want. Oh no, and I just pulled that piece off. Let me get this guy back together. Okay, so even though I was careless and pulled parts off, and it was me being careless, they're not loose on him at all. It was just me being careless. He was easy enough to snap back together. His arms move around, he can sit down even though he can't bend his knees. So it's not great articulation, but again, that's not the star. The star is the aircraft carrier. And speaking of said aircraft carrier, here we have it, and we fold this piece down. We can remove that and remove that. They come up from little holes down here. Then we take this, I guess we can take these pieces and bring that all the way down and bring that all the way down. And then we take this whole thing and flip it over. And what was the flight deck are now the wings. We take this whole piece and flip it out to make the tail section. We can pick up that little skid thing, I guess. And now on the wings we can replace our little blasters that we moved as like wing blasters. And this guy has a little rectangular notch there. He has a little, well, it has a little rectangular notch there and a little rectangular peg there with rounded ends. It's like a mix between a rectangle and an oval. We put that in, and there you go. He is manning his flyer thing. I don't know, but it's cool. Like, I know that this is obviously a highly stylized plane, and it's probably, of all four of these Micromaster Transports, this is probably the one that phoned it in the most, but it's also the only one that's not a truck trailer being pulled by a truck. It was something different, and I respect it for the fact that it was something different. I guess it works. Like, I guess it's fine, you know. But like, that's all it is. It's fine. Here he is next to Rough Shot, and my mistake. I actually meant to say Rough Stuff. Although Rough Shot would be a cool name too, but I meant to say Rough Stuff. Here they are. What can I say? I've said it about the Autobot Transports. I'd like to see them incorporated with my Ultimate Autobot base. I'd like to see these guys incorporated with my Ultimate Decepticon base, which is admittedly right now much smaller than the Autobot one, and it largely consists of Trypticon with a lot of other bits and pieces and leaders and voyagers around him. That being said, I think these guys could fit well. You see the Micromaster bases and whatnot, I think they can all kind of go together as like their own sort of interconnected, interactive base, but why not put them with your Ultimate base? By the way, if you'd kind of like to see what that Ultimate Decepticon base last looked like, go back to episode 300 when I looked at Trypticon. Toward the end of that review, you would see the, like, I guess the Decepticon Ultimate base all set up. Granted, it's a bit of a longer review. Just gonna say, maybe somewhere around the hour and 10-minute mark or so. I can't really tell you for sure, but somewhere around there in episode 300, you'll find the Ultimate Decepticon base, or my version thereof. And I'd like to see these guys incorporated into it. And who knows, before we're all said and done here, it might just be. In terms of Flattop here, like the transformation is kind of uninspired. There's not much to it. Not like some of the other ones. I'll say the transformation's an 8. The paint scheme, easy 10. Actually, I'm going to say it's a 27 because I love the mix of this deep dark purple and the bright gray. I think it looks amazing. So 27 and an 8. And articulation is not great. You know, 5. I guess. Overall score, I don't know, it's a 7 or an 8. It's fun, just like the other ones are fun. But, compared to the other 3 Micromaster Transports, this guy is the least fun. And here we are once again with Flattop in his plane cruiser mode. I don't know. I don't really know. You know, the included Micromaster has a unique and interesting transformation for what it is, but the resulting robot is pretty lackluster, even for a Micromaster. His arms can come off. That's something, I guess. The aircraft carrier that turns into an aircraft is not witty. It's dumb. I'm sorry. It's by virtue of the concept, it's flawed. It makes no sense that the aircraft carrier would turn into the aircraft. But that being said, while I think the concept is kind of lame and doesn't work here, just like it doesn't work really for Broadside, I will say this. I appreciate the fact that this is the only one of the 4 Micromaster Transports that is trying something different and unique. For that, I got to give it big props and big respect. And you know what? Even though by concept of an aircraft carrier and a plane being 2 modes that just aren't compatible, I kind of don't care. And you know why? Because indeed, the dark deep purple and this bright gray do make everything all right, at least for me. Let me know what you think about this guy. Do you like him? Do you not like him? You know, I always love to hear from you guys. I appreciate you stopping by, giving me some of your very valuable time, and I very much look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here inside the videos.